Ofsted the Musical was a surprise hit at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival 2004. It's a production written and performed by students of Z Theatre Company, part of the Hull University Drama Department. Now, at the request of Teachers TV, they are staging a special one-off performance to an invited audience of teachers, head teachers and school governors, back on campus at the Gulbenkian Theatre.
I've had 2 Ofsteds, third time's got to be lucky, isn't it? Yeah.
I can't believe I've come all the way from Nottingham to see Ofsted.
I've been through 2 Ofsted inspections and now I think I'm ready to laugh about it.
I'm looking forward to seeing how the people can turn something as daunting as Ofsted into an amusing comedy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cast and crew of Ofsted, this is your 5-minute call. 5 minutes, please. Thank you.
I first got the idea while I was studying at school. I was doing a sociology A-level, and the time we were supposed to be doing our main bit of coursework happened to fall just before an Ofsted inspection. So I kept what I was doing secret, and I decided to watch my teachers teach to see how their behaviour differed during the inspection.
You got 2 shirts. Does that mean Liam hasn't got shirts?
We wanted it to be to reflect stereotypes, very sort of stereotype devices that are already existing in musicals. So we wanted like big jazzy endings, and we wanted the token love song and stuff like that. So we just worked on different styles until we had something that we liked. I would also like to sort of to be able to show that a world of teaching is exactly the kind of thing you can put a musical to.
Yeah.
Ofsted the Musical is probably the weirdest, strangest, most bizarre musical you'll ever see on the most unlikely subject I think there is.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cast and crew of Ofsted, this is your beginner's call. All begins to the stage, please. Stand by. Go.
Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow morning I will be heading the first new style Ofsted inspection at Wimpole Street State School, following in my idol Chris Woodhead's footsteps. However, I am sure we will find high standards at our centres of excellence. Now all of you hurry, get to class today.
will be the first school to host the new style of Ofsted inspections. But since the aim of these new initiatives is to see us in our natural habitat, habitat makes it sound like a zoo, doesn't it?
Somebody did let a python loose in the back corridor yesterday.
Wonderful. Children showing their pets to their pals, learning through seeing. Since the purpose of Ofsted's new inspections is to see us just as we are, we will not be doing any extra work towards the upcoming inspection. Nothing at all? That's correct, Miss Pierce. Oh, don't look so worried. We have nothing to hide. From what I see in our weekly staff meetings, my staff are very dedicated, all having noses to the grindstone.
But nobody comes to these staff meetings. They avoid it like the plague.
Talking about, here's Mrs. Milton now. Do take a seat. Staff meeting. Oh yes, staff meeting. Oh look, no chairs. I'll just go and get one.
It's very nice, isn't it?
Don't judge so quickly. You'd get horrible at any minute. She's right. I went to school once. Awfully nice. Then it turned out that the school newsletter, instead of using the recommended government font size of 12 point, was using 12.5 instead. Holy water, holy water. What did you do in the face of a school so obviously flaunting regulation? I reported it immediately. Obviously, I had to take some time off. Post-traumatic stress. Naturally.
You poor lady.
I would have had it out with them. Woman to woman in the car park. The rules are... There are no rules. These schools think they can do as they like and get away with it. I didn't mean to shock any of you, of course. I'm just warning you what could happen. Just remember the Ofsted motto. Respect through fear. We're going to be just fine. Remember, we want a thorough look at how this school works. We aren't going to be here for long, but I'll tell you what I want. No stone left unturned. Take a look at who they hire. No praise and lesson. Let this be their trial by fire. Tiny details are my expertise. They use the wrong type of joke. Things ain't quite alike. 90 degrees. My eyes will see like a hawk. The weakness, seek it out. We shall do as we desire, so they know without doubt. This will be their trial by fire. I left the armed forces last year, and discipline is what the people lack. Schools are no longer filled with fear, but I am here to put it back. None of these fights come to hide, never slow, we never tire. No stripes in your thighs, let this be their trial by fire.
I'm very sweet to all day. Although I'm cute, I know the score. When it's done, I'll twist what you say. Before you know it, you'll be out the door.
And we think we judge too much, great standards we aspire. We made the Gestapo look like a soft touch. This will be their trial by fire. So let them turn, they look at who they are. No faith and lesson, this will be their trial by fire. When it's weakness seen out, we shall do as we desire, so they know without doubt. This will be their trial by fire. And we think we judge too much, great standards we aspire. We make the Gestapo look like a soft touch. This will be their trial by fire. By fire.
Hello and welcome.
You must be the headmistress.
Henrietta Higgins, headmistress of Wimpole Street State School. So very glad you could join us.
Nice firm handshake. Grade 6. Great.
I would share that, as would I. Grade 6, well within EU guidelines. So far, so good. What exactly is the measurement heel on your shoe, Miss Higgins?
2 or 3 inches.
Could we have that in metric, please, Miss Higgins? And they let her near children.
4 or 5 centimetres.
Better. We do not have any time to waste, Mrs. Higgins. Please show us to our designated room.
Would you not like tea or coffee first? My secretary would be happy to get it for you.
I hate school, I hate it. I've been sent out again, right? It was sort of on. What even doing now? Well, I what? I told her I wasn't doing now. She didn't even believe me. I'm usually well been at line. I make a great actress. Once, old Bill round our house was like, where were you last night? I'm like, oh, we're in. Like, did you get that towel rock and roll? I'm like, no. I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh, please no. Because I was there, I saw this guy get shot. I'm like, dead good. So anyway, I was just sitting there and I wasn't even doing nothing. Then all of a sudden, that cow, Chelsea from 9JB, gets all wound up because Phil from 9CF pulled a gun out on Jace from 9MI because he wants to swap his football cards back and break. Oh. So then someone's got well annoyed, started screaming at us all. Well, it wasn't even our fault. Then, because of all screaming, Else from 9BD gets up to go to the bathroom because of morning sickness and stacked it and went into premature labour. Luckily, Miss Watson walking down from sick bay. She could have called an ambulance, but it was too late. She had to deliver the baby in the classroom. But then there was a complication with the birth, and yet Miss Thomas had to cut the umbilical cord with her own teeth because there were no sharp objects. They were all banned last month after that string of stabbings. So anyway, afterwards, the baby was crying well loud, so I told Elsie, shut that baby up, because on my phone, yeah? And I got to say, no, got to use school, so boring, innit?
Excuse me, young lady, may I ask what it is you're doing at present?
Isn't it obvious? I was practising for me sats.
Oh, dear Lord. I believe it's in class. Need to make a way back.
No! Maria, get back to class at once.
Yeah, miss. And I hope this school of some kind of...
This lady's going to sit in our meeting, okay?
All right. Your English teacher has given me something which has given me cause for concern.
My mind is a black pit, lit up by the trickle stream of my blood. My soul is a void. My suicide mark shines in the darkness. I scream, but nobody listens, and nobody hears the pitter-patter of my tears as they thud against the floor.
Now, we've got a problem here, haven't we, Clarissa?
Suicide spelt wrong! Nobody has 2 words, incorrect use of a semicolon, void is V-O-I-D! You're in the fourth now, these are very simple mistakes you're making!
Last week she wrote about something, what was it? Oh yes, anorexia.
Anorexic spelled A-N-N-O-R-I-C-K.
Disgrace!
Only if you can spell it for me.
T-I-F-F-O.
Wrong! There is a wrong! No tissue for you!
Now, what is it this week?
Yeah, the children, they were calling me nasty names on the bus today.
Oh, Clarissa, at least they're talking to you.
They're saying...
Sticky bits. Clarissa the cow. Spot the dog. You can't see now, her face is covered up because she's crying. She's got very bad acne. The deodorat.
Are these some of the names that the children call her?
Just a few of my own.
They were saying that I had a big head and that it would grow and explode. They kept shouting at me.
Stop crying, stop crying. Good, yes, it is slightly disproportionate. It's not massively different, but it's certainly well on the way. You can see where the other children are coming from, can't you?
Don't you think you're just a little too harsh on her?
Well, when she came to the school, I told her, just because you're my daughter doesn't mean you can expect any special.
She's your daughter?
Only by birth.
Excuse me, someone's parents
died at the weekend. Got to go and do with their whinging.
What's the matter? In there. What's the matter
matter? There's a naked man in there with all the class sitting watching him in his nudity. I hope you can explain yourself, Miss Pierce.
Well, let me explain. We find at this school we get results by treating our pupils like adults. Our thinking is very much outside the box, and our human life art is quite unorthodox. But their maturity far surpasses being bothered by nude artwork classes.
Very well, Miss Pierce, but as you can see, he appeared to be teaching math GCSEs. I can't believe I walked in on this. Trust me, Miss Pierce. Division wasn't the only thing that was wrong in that classroom.
Oh.
Well, of course I'm referring to my face. Depravity! Oh, God.
Another classroom filled with screaming children. It's like a geography class I saw earlier today. A disgrace. Out of 31 girls, only 8 of them were nursing babies. The teacher, Mrs. Broadhurst, could hardly be heard over the crying.
Well, let me explain. I think it would be too harsh our rejecting these unfortunate girls that may be expecting. They will need jobs with a baby to feed. A good education is what they will need. By being at school, they will go much further, seeing as most of them don't know further.
But in most of their lives, the father does feature. 2/3 are pregnant by their physics teacher. I'm not even pregnant!
There you go.
Anymore! Ironically, they're all failing biology.
Miss Higgins, wake up! Oh, Miss Higgins, do you remember about anything that happened last night?
Oh, last night. I don't want to think about last night.
Do you remember writing those memos?
Memos?
To the teachers, asking them to act differently?
Oh, yeah, they'll never take those seriously.
They have.
The inspectors, they'll never fall for it.
Miss Higgins, I think you should come and have a look for yourself.
Have read your memo yet?
Mine's left me quite upset.
I must admit it seems a bit extreme.
Apparently I teach in ancient Greece.
I've got to book them out to be released.
Mine says that I'm clinically obese. Oh wait, that's yours. From our records you have been erased.
Your teaching skills are a disgrace. We don't want the taste of you. If they find a trace of you, we would lie and say you went insane.
Nice, yeah, we're on a trip today. Do the park for a traffic survey. Do what you must to get them out of the way.
As you know, we have a lot at stake. So try and keep your mouth glass awake. Make every answer live so they can all partake.
Well, I suppose they're only trying, but with all the governmental prying, will our acting fob them off? Will we ever pull it off?
as I remember from last night. Many of the children in that class seemed rather bright.
Though I must admit that it looked a little fake. If we were taken in by that, we'd make a big mistake.
It seems as though that teacher is remarkably astute.
Did you see that dinner lady? She was rather cute.
Now I must admit they're improving their repute. And discipline like this, one can't help but salute.
Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken.
Welcome, Miss Higgins. You've got a chair.
Of course.
So how do you feel these inspections have gone?
Well, after those few initial blips, I do feel that it went rather well. We'll always have a few teething problems, but I feel that both parties have learned something through the experience, building bridges, not barriers, with the government.
So when did you start feeling you lost touch with your staff?
Whatever do you mean? My staff and I have but one vision, one way of thinking.
How then do you account for their complete lack of respect towards you? Your staff weren't shy about coming forward with their complaints.
I have the utmost assurance that my staff would come to me directly if they had any concerns about my methods.
Why then would you like an example? One teacher said, and I quote, "She seems very old school."
Are you a teacher? Do you have any idea what this job entails? I have been teaching for 32 years!
And it shows, Mrs. Higgins. Your teaching methods. Your school's from the dark ages. Nothing's been changed to bring it into line with new government policies.
New policies? And you think that new is better, do you? But do you not see that by comparing our schools and our children in league tables is stopping them from showing their full potential?
No, Mrs. Higgins, you are stopping them from showing their full potential. Half the girls in the school are babies, and the other half have guns!
Well, maybe I'd be more hands-on if they weren't consistently tied behind my back with forms and paperwork. Oh, don't you pass the buck, young lady. It's your fault that me and my staff are behind our desks instead of out there with the children where we belong.
Enough, Mrs. Higgins. You may have won round my inspecting you, but I am the head inspector. What I say goes.
As soon as I heard there was a play about Ofsted, I just wanted to see it.
Right, I read about this in the Times Ed. I'm sure that's where I saw it written about, and I thought, I really have to see this musical.
What a fantastic evening. We went in thinking it was going to be a wind-up and came out thinking that was a good show.
Ofsted inspectors really have to look at this to see how they can be characterised or made as a sort of cartoon figure, because I think the expression of some of them, they'd be surprised just how true to life it was, even though some of it was a bit over the top.
Yeah, I looked around and wondered if there was an inspector in the audience and wondered how they were taking what they were seeing and hearing. Yeah, that was good.
I would have loved to have taken the Ofsted team that came to our school to watch this and see what their reaction was. I think they would have laughed.
If you do get the opportunity to go and see Ofsted the musical, do go. It's a good evening and you laugh a lot, and in the centre of it there is a kernel of truth.
Well, not many government departments get a musical written about them, so I suppose I should be flattered. It was actually good fun, and believe it or not, chief inspectors have a sense of humour as well. A kernel of truth? Maybe. Just maybe.